It's the Friday Challenge.
Today's Friday Challenge is brought to you by Sanford & Sons, New Zealand's oldest fishmonger with over 120 years experience. Their fish pairs perfectly with our Pepper and Me products. Visit sanfordandsons.co.nz to check them out.
Good morning, welcome back to another Friday Challenge in 2023. I've finally returned to work. Everyone else has been back a little while. I'm looking lovely and tan, relaxed, happy, healthy. That'll be gone in about 2 hours, so let's just enjoy it while we have it. Today we have been sent some beautiful fish from Sanford & Sons. They are sponsoring our Friday Challenge today, which is pretty cool. If anyone else wants to sponsor our Friday Challenge, feel free to sing out. So I've got some beautiful kingfish and I'm going to do a little dish. This is probably one of my top 3 dishes in the entire planet that I like to eat. It's very simple, it's very easy, anyone can do it. Absolutely delicious in all occasions. So we're just going to start with a big bowl. I'm going to use man grind and I'm going to use some seashell today, just a few drops to taste, and then we've got our beautiful kingfish. Just going to use a little whiteboard, it's easier to clean. Oh, beautiful. You need super fresh fish for this. Look at the quality of that kingfish, absolutely stunning sashimi grade kingfish. Right, I'm going to start by trimming off this kingfish if there's any bits that need to come off there. It looks pretty perfect to me. I'm just going to take off that little bloodline. And then we're going to dice them up reasonably finely, 1/2 centimetre by 1/2 centimetre. That's about perfect, that's how I like it. You can do it bigger or smaller if you like. Okay, beautiful, clean, diced kingfish. You can use other fish for this as well, obviously any nice fish that's good to eat. Raw, gurnard, snapper, this goes really well with tuna as well. Right, now we want to cover it with orange juice. You might need the juice of 2 or 3 lemons in here. Lime juice works really well as well for this particular style. Right, nice little mix, and then you're going to pop this in the aside in the fridge. I do it for 10 minutes, which is about how long it takes me to chop the vegetables, so that works perfectly for me. If you want the fish more cooked in a lemon juice, leave it for longer, or less, just give it a toss in the lemon juice and then drain it. Put it all nice and covered there into the fridge. Right, so we're gonna get the veggies ready. I always like to use tomatoes. I've got some tomatoes from my garden. Red onion or spring onion. You can add cucumber if you like. I don't like it in there. Some avocados, which is a bit of a twist on the classic. And then I'm gonna use some green chilies from the garden to give it a little kick as well. So tomatoes, we're just gonna quarter, flick the seeds out, and then dice the flesh. Like that. Keep it nice and even. This is a cane enable cleaver. This is called the Goliath is the new name. This is my absolute favorite knife for doing things like this. With the Evo, just cut them a little bit more chunky, and you want a kind of nice firm Evo so that it doesn't mush all through the ceviche. Chilies to taste, you can leave these out if you just want to add just a little bit of fish oil to give it a little bit of heat instead. Very controversial. I'm going to put coriander in it. You're more than welcome to use Italian parsley. It's actually just as nice with either option, or chives is really nice too. It does need a little bit of herb though. Chop it real fine. Fish just started to get ever so slightly white. That's exactly how I like it. Not fully white, just a little bit translucent still. Perfect. Drain it. Right, now we're going to add all our veggies in here. 4 tomatoes, 2 onions, 2 green chilies, parsley or coriander, and then we'll mix it. Leave the avo for last. Seasoning, I'm going to use man grind. You want about 2 teaspoons. Also use our chipotle and lime salt. Goes brilliantly in this as well. Right, pepper and me fish oil for a little bit of heat and depth. This is beautiful. It's about a teaspoon. I'll go a little bit more. This is my favorite part of this dish. It's so good. And then of course the coconut cream. Cara coconut cream is the best. I've just got Trident today, but that is actually all good. And I don't use heaps, don't flood it. I literally use like 1/2 cup, just enough to give this sort of a saucy base. That's how I like it. It's not a soup, it's literally the consistency of like a dip. That smells incredible, so vibrant, so fresh, yum. Okay, now Evo, we fold the Evo through last because we don't want it mushing all through the sauce, and then we are good to go. And then I just serve it. I serve it with corn chips. I think that is the best way to eat it. You get your corn chip in there. It's like raw fish salsa. Yum. It's a perfect heat. It's just a little bit of a warmth through it. It's not spicy. So you want kind of a bowl plate to serve this in. Whack it on there. Big fan of these Tostito corn chips. Stunning summer dish. This is great for entree, lunch, main, afternoon snacks with a drink in the sun. You just cannot beat it. It's one of my absolute all-time favorite things. I love the avocado with it. I love the fish. I love the freshness of the salsa. Use lime as well as lemon, like half lemon, half lime is probably actually ideal. 10 out of 10.
All right, Friday challenge time. Going with all of the fresh fish that we've got from Sanford and Sons. Sanford and Sons?
Yeah.
I've been given gurnard. And what's more Kiwi than fish and chips? And a taco? We're gonna make a quick little salsa with some red onion, some tomatoes, and avocado. Kind of like Mexican
It's Mexican
fusion. We've got half a red onion. We've got some very interesting. Are these even ripe?
Oh, I don't use those ones. Those are like good for cooking.
They're good for cooking, not for eating in a salsa, so we don't use those ones. Look at how cool these are. We've also got a fresh chili that's going to go in there. We will take the seeds out. That's barely hot at all. Could have left the seeds in. Going to go with a bunch of coriander. I'm going to get a bigger bowl. Avocado as well. Looks pretty decent. Nice and colourful and fresh. Well, we might... Should I put some like lime juice inside? I'll season it. I'm actually going to go with chipotle lime flakes today. Complemented nicely by a bit of lime juice. Here we go. Salsa. Alright. Onto the fish. We're going to get a good chunk of butter into the pan. Going to get some oil. You want the flavour from the butter, but you want the butter not to burn, so if you chuck a bit of oil in there as well, it should help keep the butter from burning. You know it's good when it doesn't smell like fish. So what we're going to do is we're just going to chop them up into sort of bite-sizey sort of bits that are going to coat well, get a nice flavour on them, and fit nicely into our little tortillas. Now, to coat the fish, we're going to go in with some flour. If you have normal flour at home, you could probably use that, because we're a really good kitchen, we only have self-raising flour. Hopefully that doesn't matter. I'll let you know in a minute. Some Taco Tuesday seasoning, because it wouldn't be fish tacos without taco seasoning. About that much. And we want some salt in here as well, which I've placed here. Alright, so now we've got our sort of flour, I don't know what you'd call it, seasoning, it's not a crumb, it's a thing. We've got our pan nice and hot with a good stack of butter and oil, nice and bubbling away. We're just going to really easily coat them up and give them a good fry. That could be hotter. That should be frying, not just sitting there like that. So give me a second while it heats up. You can't see it, but over here I'm just warming up some of the tortillas. Here we've got some fish going, nicely frying away. We're going to start with some of our salsa, make a nice little base. We're going to go on with a few bits of our nicely taco seasoned fish. And then we've got chips. Add a little crunch and texture that we're just going to, you know, slam right on top of there. Mexican fusion fish and chip tacos. I needed to crunch the chips up so it was less just full on chips. You know, we're all about learning. It's actually pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm going to make another one and I'm going to crunch up the chips. Give me a second. There you go. Mexican fusion fish and chip taco. Done.
Welcome back to another challenge. Today's challenge is brought to you by Sanford and Sons. Check these guys out. Awesome fish supplier. They were so gracious enough to sort us out with a bunch of fish today. Here I'm going to use some salmon. Beautiful. What I'm going to do with the salmon is pair it with fishy hands. Pair the salmon with the mother ducker. It's a bit experimental, but I really wanted to do some Moroccan flavors with the fish, and then do a little side couscous salad as well. So I'm going to use some Moroccan paste. Comes to boiling the couscous in the pot. We will first off get our couscous going. You can be next. So I'm just going to do a small onion in the pot to begin with. TikTok's actually another great product to use with salmon. Goes great if you're doing any kind of Asian cuisine. Here I just really wanted to do the Moroccan twist. Haven't actually done this before, so something new. Nice. Add a little bit of oil to your pot and just slightly soften those onions. Nice fish. Once those are softened, then what we're going to do is add, I'm just going to add some water, cup of couscous. So one for one, and then let that cook off till it's light and fluffy. Oh, can't forget Moroccan paste. Feel free to add a stock along with the Moroccan paste. I happen to not have any, so I'm going to use the paste and add a bit of salt along with the water, and then we'll just cook that couscous till it's light and fluffy. Now baked salmon's pretty straightforward. Sort it out. Okay, get a lined oven tray. Oh, look at that salmon. Bit of oil, lightly dust it, flip it, same on the other side, and then we'll just get that in the oven for, I'm going to put it at 200 and probably bake it maybe 10 to 15. I'm going to have to iron this, but something around there. I always like to run the knife, back of the knife over the skin and just take off any scales that might be there. We'll press that in, lightly on the sides. Cool, and make sure we coat that mother ducker on there nice and tight. And in the oven. Before I forget, we're going to add some salt, mangrine. It's starting to get nice and fluffy. It's got that beautiful gold colour. So what I'm going to chuck in there is some raisins and some olives, and we've got a bit of pasta as well. But feel free to chuck in more almond slivers if you're keen for a little classic couscous. Otherwise, you can always dress up something like couscous or any kind of grain how you want, kind of to match and pair the other flavours you've got going on in the dish. Handful of raisins. Just help those kind of rehydrate a little bit. It's coming together beautifully. Just taking that couscous off to chill out. There you go, look at that beautiful colour. I'm actually just going to add a little bit of lemon juice, and I don't have a lemon, so it's got lemon juice. Anyway, now I'm just going to add in the olives. These are already chopped. Right, grab your parsley, nice and washed, straight from the garden. So we have our couscous. Yeah. Oh. Should smell it. Plate this up, see if it goes together. So there's our couscous. I think I'm just gonna do like a pretty standard plating. Bang in the middle. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys that I put lemon juice over the salmon. Let's garnish it with some more herbs. There you go, you can check that out. Let's try the salmon, eh? Delicious. Oh, that salmon's beautiful. Some mother ducker crusted salmon with Moroccan couscous. Once again, thanks to our mates at Sanford and Sons for the beautiful fish and for sponsoring this week's challenge. Thank you to Moroccan Paste and the mother ducker for helping me out today. Hope you enjoy this week's challenge, and see you next week. We hope you enjoyed this week's challenge. See you next time.